Hello, good evening, Happy New Year if I haven't seen you or if you haven't heard from me yet. Happy New Year, I hope you're all well and so nice to see you. So nice to see you all again in this new year, 2025. I haven't seen you now in around 3 weeks, right? I think it's about 3 weeks maybe that I haven't seen you. I've missed you so much. So very happy to see you again. And I hope that you're all well. Hopefully you've had a good Christmas. You've had a relaxing Christmas and New Year, hopefully. So I hope you're all well. Thank you very much. Happy New Year to you too. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Before I continue any further, I just want to go to any of our American friends, any of our friends, excuse me, who currently live in America, especially in California, in Los Angeles. Is there anybody here who lives in Los Angeles, in California? I just want to ask if you're okay with the fire and everything that's going on over there. They've got really, really bad fires, haven't they? All over Los Angeles. I saw a heartbreaking clip. Heartbreaking. That means it was very upsetting. I saw a heartbreaking clip of Sunset Boulevard, which was burnt to the ground. And I'm thinking, oh my God, Sunset Boulevard, you know, one of the beauties of Los Angeles, excuse me, or other sections. So yes, if you live there, I'd love to know how you are. You know, my mother lives in Los Angeles herself, and she's constantly keeping an eye out. Keeping an eye out. I'm going to write that down. She's constantly keeping an eye out. She's constantly keeping an eye out, which means she's constantly checking, right? She's checking the weather, maybe she's checking the news. When she goes out, she, you know, smells to see if she can smell smoke or whatever. Yeah. Sorry to hear this bad news about LA. Yes, it is very, very upsetting. And I think the burning of the houses has happened in so many different areas. It's not just the Palisades, or it's not just one area. It's affected people from different socio-economic backgrounds. That's a big word, right? Socio-economic. Socio-economic. Excuse me, backgrounds. It's affected people from different socio-economic backgrounds. So whether people are very wealthy, whether they are, you know, at the top of society, or whether they are maybe, you know, middle class, whether they are the working class, maybe a bit poorer. It's affecting everybody. Okay, she's constantly eyes out. She is keeping an eye out. She's keeping an eye out. She's keeping an eye out. That means she's constantly checking. She's constantly watching the news, looking outside, you know. She's making sure that she doesn't miss any new piece of information. Yeah, she's keeping an eye out. She's constantly keeping an eye out. Constantly is our adverb of frequency. So it comes before the main verb. She's constantly keeping an eye out. She's constantly keeping an eye out. Yes, yes, she's keeping an eye out. Thank you. She's keeping an eye out. This is from Unique Shirin. Thank you very much. And Naime, she's constantly keeping an eye out. Thank you very much. Yes. Yes, so she's, you know, careful not to miss any news or any new information about it, which is devastating. I mean, I know Los Angeles, they are used to forest fires, you know, they're used to that kind of thing. But I think this is a really big one. It's a really big one with all the strong winds and everything. So wherever this kind of thing happens in the world, we always hope that everybody is okay, right? And we hope that it stops soon, basically. Farhad, I live in Birmingham and your page is great. Thank you, Farhad. Thank you for joining, and I really appreciate your comment. Thank you very much. Okay. Right. So, yes, I want to ask you, lovely people, how, or should I say, what have you been doing with yourselves? What have you been doing with yourselves? I haven't seen you for 3 weeks. So usually if we haven't seen somebody for some time, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, a year, whatever, and we want to ask them, what have you been doing? This is something we can ask. What have you been doing with yourself? What have you been doing with yourself? What have you been doing with yourself? Basically, it means, how are you? What have you been doing? Yeah. So I'm going to ask you, what have you been doing with yourselves? All of you lovely people, what have you been doing over the past 3 weeks that we haven't had any live sessions? What have you been doing? Excuse me. While I'm waiting for people I've been struggling with finding a job. Yeah. It's not just you, Roshana, right? It's not just you. It's lots of people. Jobs are very hard to come by to find. Jobs are really hard to come by. It means to find. I'm just going to write this down so I can add it in the caption in YouTube. Jobs are very hard to come by these days, and it doesn't really matter about your nationality, your background, your experience. It's just a difficult time to find a job, unfortunately. It's that time of year. Mostly chilled. Very good, Nida. Lovely. You make me calm when you speak. Thanks for being with us. This is Spring Yas 86. Thank you. That's very nice. That's such a huge compliment. Thank you so much. I've been working as normal. Fariba, yeah. Kami orumta. I've been learning English. Very good. Study your course. Excellent, Rosie. Thank you. Wigan. You're in Wigan. Okay. Working in the cold weather. Yeah, busy working. Jobs are really hard to come by. Thank you. That is, it's me. Yeah, thank you. Busy taking care of my new baby boy. Oh my goodness, congratulations. Congratulations. So you have a new baby. New year, new baby. Lovely. I hope that both mother and baby are well. I hope you're both well. And yeah, many congratulations, right? This is one of those things, actually. This is one of those things that there's a little bit of a difference in the translation. In Farsi, if somebody, for example, has a birthday, we say Mubarak bashe, right? If somebody finds a new job, again, we say Mubarak bashe. If they buy a new house, we say Mubarak bashe. All of these in Farsi, we say Mubarak bashe, right? Which is lovely. But in English, we don't say Mubarak bashe in all of these situations. So if someone's just had a baby, yes, we say congratulations. If someone has, for example, what else? They've had a baby, maybe they've got married, yeah, we say congratulations. But if somebody, for example, has bought a house, we don't say congratulations anymore, right? Even though we do in Farsi, we don't do it in English. We just say, oh, right, well done, nice. Very good, so we don't really say congratulations. If somebody, for example, has a birthday, in Farsi we say Mubarak bashe. We don't in English. So there are certain times that we use congratulations in English, but not all the time. That's just one idea. For events, basically, yeah, if you've got married, it's not for all events. For example, if you've got a promotion, if you found a new job, yes, congratulations, but not everything. So birthday and stuff, no, basically. Okay. Bought a house. If you bought a house, no, we don't usually say congratulations. No, We just say, oh, that's nice, well done, very good, lovely, tell me about it, where is it, when are you moving in and where did you find it, and that kind of thing, basically. Car, buying a car. If you've bought a car, no, again, we don't say congratulations. If someone's bought a car, we just say, oh, I've seen you've got a new car. Nice, very nice. How much was it? And are you happy with it? Where did you get it from? How's the mileage? Is it comfortable? These are the kind of things we usually say. We don't usually say congratulations. Okay. Happy New Year. Yes, very good. Happy anniversary. Yes. Congratulations on your anniversary. Yes, very good. Okay. Why some people are of the strong opinion that this event in California has been made deliberately. Oh, I'm not going to get into the politics of it. No. If some people are thinking that it's a deliberate man-made fire, sorry, I'm not going to get involved in that. Very good. Excuse me. هنوز یه ماه اومدم Wigan. Okay. Welcome to the UK. You've come at a very cold time, actually. It's really cold in the UK, as you know. We've had some ice. Obviously, we've had snow. We've had ice all across the country. And hopefully, okay, maybe you can help me. All of you in this lesson, maybe you can help me. I want to say, I'm going to tell you the Farsi, you give me the English, okay? But please don't translate word for word, because that's not how it works. Think about it and then type the English version for me. So in Farsi, I say, where's my sentence? خدا رو شکر قرار هوا ملایم تر بشه. Okay? خدا رو شکر قرار هوا ملایم تر بشه. I'm talking about next week, right? Now, I want you to put your thinking cap on, okay? So I want you to think carefully. Please don't translate word for word, thank God, and we don't do that. So think about it. How would we say this in English? خدا رو شکر قرار هوا ملایم تر بشه. Right, let's see. Let's see what people can come up with. Hopefully, weather will get better. Okay, thank you. Thank God the weather's supposed to get better. Hopefully it's going to get warmer soon. Okay. Thank you, Farhad. Thanks God the weather is going to be better. Okay. Thanks God the weather's going to be better next week. Hopefully, yeah. It's going to be much better, God willing. Okay. Okay, so hopefully and God willing is more like اگه خدا بخواد. Okay, so that's when we are hopeful. We're not sure about the future, but we're hoping. اگه خدا بخواد, اگه بشه. That's when we say hopefully. A lot of religious people say God willing. In normal English, we don't say God willing. That's very religious. So we just say hopefully, yeah. But if I want to say خدا رو شکر, I don't say thank God. I say thank goodness, okay. People who live in the UK, unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know. This is for you to decide. In the UK, people are not very religious. So we don't usually use the word God a lot in the vocabulary. So instead of saying thank God, we say thank goodness. That's one thing we say. And there's a reason for this. One is because people are not very religious, unfortunately. Another reason, which this reason exists in America, is because over in America, people are extremely religious and they believe that the word God is very sacred, muqaddas, yeah? And you can't just say God all the time. You only use the word God when it's necessary, basically. So that's why usually you find in America, in the UK, possibly in Canada or other places, usually we say thank goodness. We don't say thank God. Thank God is when an emergency has happened. Oh my God, are you okay? Oh my God, are you okay? I heard you were in an accident. You're okay? Oh, thank God. So that's when an emergency happens. We say thank God, you know, out of normal situations. But if I'm just talking about in the future, I'm talking about the weather, that's not really emergency. We say thank goodness, thank goodness. Okay, and then the rest of the sentence. So thank goodness, the weather is going to, instead of saying get milder, which is absolutely fine, we can also say turn milder. So get milder, turn milder, that's absolutely fine, yeah. If you have said the weather's going to be milder, again, that's okay. I'm not one of these people to say, no, you got it wrong. I don't believe in that, I'm sorry. Whichever way you want to use to say something in English, that's absolutely fine. If it's a little bit wrong, if, you know, a lot of it is wrong or whatever, you're trying your best. And that's the important thing. As long as your listener understands what you're trying to say, that's enough. That is enough. I'm not talking about an English exam. If you're doing an exam, that's different, right? But if you're outside talking to friends, neighbors, people, I don't know, in the bank, you're talking to a parent at school, colleagues, your boss, anybody, excuse me, people in a meeting. And if you're trying to speak English, please don't think that your English has to be perfect. No, because there are so many millions of other people from all over the world who go and live in an English-speaking country. Their English isn't perfect. Why should your English be perfect, right? It takes time for people to learn. So however you try to express yourself, that is really good. And I want you to be happy with yourself. I want you to be proud of yourself because you're trying. And that's what's important to a native speaker, that we see this man, this woman, anybody is really trying to communicate. We have a lot of respect for people like that, right? We see that they're trying to communicate. So please don't worry if your, English is not perfect. Injuri nagia, injuri begu. No, that's not what we do, not at all. Whatever English you know, whatever you are able to say, that's fantastic. As long as your listener understands what you're trying to say, okay? That's very good to know. So thank God the weather's going to turn milder. Thank God the weather's going to turn milder. Yeah, that's what we say. Thank goodness. Oh my God, I just did my own mistake. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Yes. Thank goodness the weather's going to get milder, turn milder, Zahra. Thank you very much. The weather will improve. Yes, yes. Very good. Can you be found on Spotify? No, unfortunately, I'm not on Spotify. I do have 2 courses that are podcasts that are on my website, but I'm not on Spotify at the minute. Not yet. Okay. Very good, very good. Right, thank goodness the weather's going to turn milder. Why can I understand you, but I can't understand my college from UK, or maybe my colleague from the UK? Possibly the reason why you can understand me is because this is my job. I have to speak English so other or speakers of other nationalities can understand me. So my speaking is that I've had to practice years and years to make sure that my enunciation is so that you can understand what I'm trying to say. Maybe people that you're working with might have a very strong accent. They might be from the north. They might be from a certain area of London, Cockney accent. They might be from, a certain area where they have a very, very strong accent. But with practice, I'm sure your listening skills will improve, definitely. Okay. How long have you been in London? I'm actually not in London anymore. I used to live in London and then I moved. The traffic in London was doing my head in. That's slang. Doing my head in. The traffic in London, honestly, the traffic in London was doing my head in. This is slang, so it's informal, right? It was doing my head in. Can somebody write for me, please, in Farsi? How would you translate the traffic was doing my head in? How can you translate that in Farsi? The traffic in London was doing my head in. Do my head in. Doing my head in. Thank you, Ladan. Excuse me. Thank you, Mustafa. Lovely to see you as well. Masumi 3754. I'm not sure exactly what type of advice you're looking for. You're hoping to become an English teacher. I'm not sure what type of advice. I wouldn't consider myself that good a teacher to want to give advice to another teacher. Not at all. I guess it would be one thing I do is traffic London رو مخم بود. اعصابمو خورد کرد. Thank you. کلافم کرد. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Going back to our lovely friend who wants to become an English teacher, one tip I would suggest is if I want to teach my students how to use, for example, present perfect simple in giving new information or giving news, right? So we use the present perfect simple when we want to give new information, right? Maybe they want to give a piece of news or they want to give new information. So I always look at what I want my end result to be. What's my end result? And then I start working backwards, right? So if I want that to be my end result, I want my student to be able to use those words, those idioms, that grammar. What do I need to teach them? So if I need to teach that grammar, what does the student already need to know? So what do I need to revise, you know? So I work backwards, and that is how I plan how to teach my student. That's just the way I do it, and I've got some good results that way. I don't know if it'll work for you, but that's one thing I can think of. Yeah. Doing my head in. So the traffic in London was doing my, very good, Zahra, head in. So it's two words. It was doing my head in. Oh, this music is doing my head in. Please turn it down. Please turn it down. This cold air is doing my head in. I'm so tired and fed up of this cold weather, right? This smell is doing my head in. Oh my God, his voice is doing my head in. Anything is doing my head in, right? Doing my head in. Thank you, Atifah. Lovely. Okay, right. Yes. So what have I been doing over the past 3 weeks? I had 3 weeks basically off. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry that I wasn't very present on Instagram. I spent those 3 weeks, all of the 3 weeks with my family. Thank you very much for giving me that time to spend with my family. It was myself, my kids. We had a fantastic Christmas, just us. We didn't travel anywhere or go anywhere. We visited London. But the majority of the time we stayed at home and spent some quality family time together, which was lovely. Usually my kids, when they wake up in the morning, I'm working. When they go to bed at night, I'm working. A lot of the time they see that I'm working. So this was very nice that they saw Mummy isn't working. So thank you very much for giving me that time that I was able to spend with my family, and it was very good, very nice, very relaxing. I was able to listen to lots and lots of podcasts that I was struggling to find time, you know, before December, or documentaries that I'd saved on the TV, but I didn't have time to watch them. I was very excited to watch those. One documentary I watched, which was lovely. It was called 2024 from space. It was amazing. It was a documentary about how basically the Earth has changed over the year of 2024, but looking at it from space, not down on the ground, and looking to see how all these floods and obviously forest fires and any kind of tsunami and any kind of natural disasters that we've had over 2024, drought and everything, how even war, how that has changed the face of the Earth. It was a fantastic documentary. So these are the kind of things I did because I didn't have time to do that before. And yeah, I've just been trying to get back into the swing of things. I've been, I'm going to write that down. I've been trying to get back into the swing of things. When you say I've been trying to get back into the swing of things, it means I've been trying to get back to normal, my normal routine. So our normal routine in November and December, obviously we're working, and then we break for a holiday, which is not normal, but then our holiday finishes and we go back to work. So we want to go back to normal. Yes. So I've been trying to get back into the swing of things. I've been trying to get back into the swing of things. I've been trying to get back to normal. Yeah, my normal routine. I've been trying to get back to normal. And it's hard, isn't it? I don't know if you've experienced that as well. Maybe after Nowruz, you've had 13 days off for holiday, right? And then you need to get back to work. It's hard, right? Because you're not used to it. You really enjoy this free time that you have. So I've been trying to get back into the swing of things. I've Barati Simin, I have been trying to get back into the swing of things. Swing, swing, swing. SWING, swing of things. Is there any podcast from you? Yes, on my website, I've got 2 courses that are podcasts. Podcast series 1 is mainly podcasts about work. Series 2 is mainly podcasts about just everyday conversation. Each of these series has got 10 podcasts. You've got the video and you've got the audio. And obviously you've got lots of new words. You've got the transcript, which is the words as well. And it's all on my website. If you're not sure how and where to find it, just send me a DM and I'll point you in the right direction. Okay. Swing of things, Lodan. Thank you so much. I've been trying to get back into the swing of things, Anita. Thank you so much. Okay. نه بابا رژیم آخوندی نمیشه از نوروز لذت برد. Gentleman 1988. Yes, well, that's, yeah, unfortunately, but at least there's no work, you know, it's like 13-14 days of not working. People can stay home with family. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay. What's your website? I will put my website in a story. Definitely, I'll put my website in a story. I've been trying to get back into the swing of things. Mahboube, thank you so much. Perfect. Yes. I've been getting back into the swing of things, hopefully. Could you please, your website address here? So I will put up a story. I've got 2 websites. Okay, I just want people to know I've got 2 websites. One website is where I've got the podcast and the short courses, grammar courses, all these kind of things. That's one website. I have another website, which is where I've got the comprehensive big courses, right? So I'll put both of them up in a story after we finish this, definitely. Now that we've come to the end of this session, I just want to remind everybody that I will be hosting a webinar. This is going to be what I've been talking about. It's an online free English lesson. It's online. It's absolutely free. It's going to be around about 1 hour. It's not going to be from my phone. It's going to be from my laptop. You will see me. I will have the screen. You'll see all the sentences. Excuse me. You'll see all the sentences and everything on screen, and we will be able to comment with each other. We'll be able to communicate via comments. And that is happening on Tuesday, 14th of January. So that's this Tuesday, 14th of January at 6 p.m. UK time, which is 9:30 Iran time, right? All you have to do, absolutely anybody can join, but you have to register, please. How can I register, Layla? There is a link in my bio on my page. Click on that link, please. It will take you to a page. You just write your full name, write your email address, and click reserve my seat, and you will automatically be added to the list. And I will be sending you lots and lots of emails with more information, reminders, the link to the lesson and everything, okay? So Tuesday, 14th of January, that's in 2 days, 6 p.m. UK time. It's going to be a lesson. This is mainly for beginner level students, okay? Not very, very, very beginner who can't read and write. No, beginner level to intermediate level students. And I'm going to be talking about phrasal verbs that we use in everyday conversation. I'm also going to be pairing that with specific grammar. And I'm also going to be teaching the pronunciation of it as well. All of this is absolutely free. 1 hour of my lesson is Tuesday 14th, 6 p.m. UK. I hope to see you there. If there are any issues, any problems, anything, please do send me a DM. I've already registered. Fantastic. I'll see you there. What was this? Partner is speaking. Okay. It's usually used to address 2 or more people. Okay. Already registered. فقط یه روزه, yes, it's just on Tuesday the 14th. Yes, grammar is necessary. Definitely it is necessary. Okay, lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you for being in my live with me. Give us some examples of using would in the sentences. I've actually got live sessions that I've saved on YouTube, and I've also got a whole lesson on YouTube about would. If you go on my YouTube website, you should be able to see it. It's youtube.com/Layla's English Lab. It's very easy. So if you go on there, I'm sure you'll find lessons on would, definitely. Okay. I also teach would in my website in the course, which is called modal verbs. Modal verbs. Yeah, I teach would there comprehensively. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. It's lovely to be back. Very nice to see you all. Thank you for the comments and everything. You definitely keep these lives very interesting for me. I hope they're interesting for you. This live is being recorded, and I will put it on my YouTube page. I will add all the captions to it, and then I will put the link of this YouTube video in my story on Instagram, so you can go and watch it again if you like. Enjoy the rest of your week. I hope to see a lot of you on Tuesday in my webinar. Thank you very much. Take care. Good night.